Hello everyone, so if you didn't know, on Friday the 5th of June 2020, I ran the first of my 7 marathons in 7 days.
That is boringly slow. We found him! 6 miles in. Look who's joined me! Got a little army with me. So, when first marathon down, that was 4 hours 20 minutes around. It's freezing, and I'm doing my absolute best not to piss myself.
It was a big old effort, but today I'm going to be going through why I decided to do 7 marathons in 7 days and how that actually was as an experience physically and mentally, because I've never done anything like this before in my life. I've done like 1 or 2 marathons before, but 7 in 7 was definitely uncharted territory for me. So why did I decide to run 7 marathons in 7 days? After the murder of George Floyd and the other victims of racial injustice, I, like so many others, realized that we need to just do more to combat systemic racism. Instead of just putting up a photo on my socials and saying how bad everything is, I decided I needed to do something. So I used the platform that I have to try and raise money and awareness for an organization that combats systemic racism. There are loads of these organizations, which is great, and the one that I happened to choose was the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund. They're an organization in the US that helps combat racial injustice through litigation, advocacy, and education. By the way, if you're interested in supporting any of these, I'll leave a list of them in the description anyway, so you can just visit them and donate, support, whatever you want to do. I thought to myself, what challenge could I actually do that was like difficult enough to raise money and long enough that it would continue to like raise awareness post the kind of initial outrage and reaction that we saw. So I decided to run 7 marathons in 7 days, which retrospectively is loads, but at the time I was like, that's the whole point, it's a challenge, innit? As of filming right now, we have managed to raise over £13,000, so to any of you watching who've donated, who supported in any way, honestly, I can't thank you enough. It means the world to me. And the Just Giving page is actually still live, so if you want to support, the link will be in the description. But as I said when I announced that I was doing this challenge, past these 7 days and these 7 runs, our support and our fight can't stop. These 7 days is just a way of continuing to raise awareness and hopefully raise some money. So that's why I decided to do the 7 runs. Now it's actually on to how it was. So a little bit of context here. I've run marathons before. I've run 2, both in New York, but like one 3 years ago, one last year.
My legs are fucked.
Like, I'm not an amazing athlete, but I'm not a slob. I keep fit, I have a decent diet. The idea of doing like 2 marathons, like back to back, was not that far-fetched. I thought, yeah, I can do that. Like fitness-wise, I know I can run, but it was more just, I was a bit worried about how my body would hold up, like biomechanically, like my joints and stuff. I hadn't run in like 2 weeks. My prep wasn't ideal. Like I bulk ordered loads of food, pasta, running gels, creams, oils for my joints and everything like that. Make sure to get my protein powders, my BCAAs, apparently they're important, and bananas, loads of them, because they're sick. So here was my plan for the 7 days. I had 3 marathon routes that I was gonna do that I basically rotate around London. So the first one was a southwest Thames River loop. The second was a Central Park loop, which was from my house to Hyde Park to Regent's Park to Hyde Park, just doing loops of the parks. And the third one was like a Central Thames loop, so going from Battersea, following the river all the way around to Canary Wharf and back around again. My runs would start at 8:30 every day, and I would run every marathon, or try to run, at around a 10-minute mile pace. It's a standard kind of 4-hour 20 marathon, so I'd finish around 1 PM, which will give me plenty of time throughout the rest of the day to refuel, which is so important. In terms of nutrition, my resting calorie rate or whatever, basically the calories I burn when I'm just chilling is around 1,500, 1,600 calories. In a marathon, I'd burn at least 3,500 calories. So that in itself is 5,000 calories a day that I would need to eat just to sustain. So I think basically I would need to eat around 6,000 calories a day to make sure that I was properly fueled. 6,000 calories is fucking loads. Get into more detail into the like nutritional side of it, because that was honestly one of the hardest things about the whole week. I'd get back, I would spray magnesium oil on my joints and my muscles. I'd put magnesium flakes into the ice bath, stay in the ice bath for about 15 to 20 minutes, have a massive lunch at around like 2 PM of just like loads of carby shit and like vegetables. Relax, keep my legs elevated, and then have a massive dinner, which was mostly, again, carbs. It was like potato pizza with a side of garlic bread. Anyway, first marathon. It went absolutely fine. Different people met up with me at different stages of the race.
So I'm currently en route to go meet Timbsy. He is halfway through his first marathon. Halfway through my first mara. I'm all right. Groins are a little bit tight, but I think it's because I haven't run in like 3 weeks. Look who's joined me. Yatesy, Pat. Look.
Basically, after about 10 miles, as I got to the kind of the halfway stage, I felt fine. Wasn't breathing heavily at all. I could chat the whole way through, but my knees and my groins just started to kind of, not seize up, but it's like they'd just woken up and they're like, bloody hell, you've been running for a while already. Like, why are you doing that?
How many miles are you into your first one so far? 30k, so that's like 19 miles, I think. Eddie Izzard, when he did 28 and 28, yeah, he's saying as they went on, after like 3 or 4, it got relatively easier because your body is just like, oh, this is my life now. No, at the moment it's fine. Like, I'm looking forward to it, but I know there are gonna be some real tough times ahead. Let's see how positive you are on day 2. Yeah, first marathon down ran 9 minute 53 second miles, which is fine.
As you can see, I ran a 4:14 marathon, burned around 3,400 calories, and that was it. We just got back, got straight in the ice bath, relaxed, put my kind of compression tights on, leggings, sprayed my oils, put my creams on and everything like that, and just started eating. It's something that you wouldn't think is difficult to do, but after a marathon, when you've been running for that long, obviously, so your body basically adapts to the fact that your only functions need to, for 4 hours of the day, your body doesn't need to do anything apart from pump blood to your legs. Your digestive system doesn't really need to work, so the longer you go on, your digestive system apparently starts to like shut down. The last thing you really want to do is just like eat. It's not like you're really hungry, you've just been smashing loads of sugary gels for like 4 hours. So day 2, I ran the Central Parks loop, so doing 2 loops of Hyde Park, 2 loops of Regent's Park, back down to Hyde Park to do 1 more loop. My friend Ed came to my house and started with me and just said he'll run for however long his knees would allow him to. Frank, our other friend, met us at Westminster Bridge and basically ran a whole marathon with me, or he did run the whole marathon with me.
Day 2, marathon 2, half an hour in, coming up to Hyde Park with my mate Ed, who joined me from the start, Frank, who's joined me from Westminster Bridge, and we've got a lot more people to see on the way. Come on. But look who's joined me, Cammy! Lazy bastard though, look, on a bike. But I'm loving the energy, come on.
At this point, I started to feel like the first 3-4 miles and the last 3-4 miles were the most difficult physically. Once you've warmed up into the race, it's not even a race, mate, into the run, it's fine. Basically the middle, I'd say 18 miles are okay. Your body's just on autopilot. You're not even thinking about, oh, this is really tough. This was the first run where I felt like I realized the power of having people there with me to run, because along the way I had my sister and her friend.
Half marathon done. There was a group of 5 of us. Then people went to do a piss and get water and stuff, and now it's just me and Freddie.
My boy Henry, Towman and Phil came along for the ride as well.
We lost 2 of the gang. We got 2 more. Come on, Towman.
You know what it is.
Rimmers.
Come on.
2 more.
Out
Squad is strong, man.
Got it strong.
60 miles in.
Roll with a purpose.
10 more. Easy. Easy work.
Easy.
Have to come and join the boy on his 2nd marathon, raising money for the NAACP. Go on his page, donate, let's do it.
Levels keep rising. Phil, okay. Come on.
Then met up my friend Doxy and Kane around halfway, maybe, no, about 20 miles in after Regent's Park loops. It was just good to keep the energy up, basically.
Come on!
Come on! Let me keep going. Come on.
23 miles down, 3.2 to go, or about 3. Still with my boys.
The rain's come out.
Kano, Toma's still there, Frank's there.
Let's go.
Frank basically running the whole marathon with me. We keep going, baby. Oh yeah, and Steph.
Johannes just back there. 1 mile to go. 2nd marathon, 2nd day.
Come on, we're feeling good. Hey, I gotta say, having the crew here, having people out, it helps so much. Day 2, marathon 2, with the gang.
2nd marathon in the books, and I felt like I knew the pace better, so it was fine. I ran exactly a 10-minute mile for the whole thing. That was when I sort of thought, it's like, okay, this is fine. I've done 2 now. I never thought I'd do 2 in 2 days. This is okay, I can do this. Day 3, this is where I think I peaked mentally and physically. Again, I woke up and I was stiff and I was sore, but as I said, after the first few miles of warming into it, you're fine, you're ready to go again.
3rd marathon, 3 days. It's a lovely day today. Just started off. My boy Jamie setting me off for the first 5-10k, then I'm linking up with a few of the boys.
Along the way, met up with my brother and my 2 mates from Grills FC. Tommy, Tris and my brother, we all ran about, I'd say like 10 miles together. It's close to 10 miles.
Let's go, Timbsy. Here we go. Go.
1 mile in, so we are halfway. Still with the gang.
Come on, Timbsy.
Cheers, Tommy, and my brother.
Let's go, Timbsy. Come on.
Halfway to go, come on.
And then on the long way, Theo Baker joined me on his bike, as well as Liam.
Timbsy, day 3. Yes, we're in the same place.
Yeah, exactly the same.
How are your legs compared to day 1?
Day 1, I was fresh as a daisy, and today, I can't lie, a bit painful.
Yeah.
But it's the same pain as yesterday, so it's all relative.
You're only on your 3rd, you've still got to do what you've done plus another one. Is actually terrifying. And I'm only doing 1 and I'm scared.
No, but you know what my mentality is now? I've done 3, I'm in pieces, right? But I'm basically halfway, because the 7th one is just going to be like a victory lap. But genuinely, man, it helps so much having people here, take your mind off it, chat shit about football and all that crap. Like, it helps so much, man. So, I have 5 miles left. It's now just me and Liam bringing me home. Another one in the books. 26.2. That hurt today, man. That really hurt. But my boy helping me along the way. Come on, man. Yeah. Woo, that was tough, man. But still, rest, recover, go again tomorrow.
Day 3 was a little bit slower, not because I was feeling it physically, but just because, you know, it just happened to be, and I was with people. So again, I ran like a 4:25 marathon, but at this point, it was really difficult to eat again, because I was eating the same food, I was stuffing my face full of pasta, full of pizza again, and I just felt so heavy and lethargic, and like, when your digestive system doesn't actually want to work properly, to still have to force feed yourself is like, it gets to your mind, you're like really quite depressing, because I'm just there, it's like, I've got 4 more of these to do, which is physically fine, but the routine started to really get to me, and it was just a bit depressing. But that's where the people power came in, so that was nice to just have everyone run with me. By this point, I was like, in my head, I was like, I can actually do this. In those 3 days, never at one point physically did I think, I can't do this. I was a bit worried, like, as I say, biomechanically, like with my joints, making sure that my gait was good and stuff, and nothing twinged or nothing pulled or anything, because that was the only thing I felt could really stop me from completing it. And then came day 4, very much uncharted territory at this point. My friend John ran the whole thing with me, so he came to my house. Yeah, we set off. I felt really good.
Go, day 4. Obviously joined by Jamie for the first 5K as usual. And look who's here. John boy with his braids, with his braids.
Same thing again. Bit achy everywhere, but it's the same ache that I'd had for the last like 2-3 days. So this was the first time I did the Central River Loop. 8 miles in, I felt really, really good.
The support keeps rising, come on.
We hit Westminster. This is when I started to I got a little sharp pain in my left knee, like literally, basically on my left knee, it was like here somewhere. Ah, fuck. This pain in my knee went from a little stabby pain that meant I had to kind of like start to jog a little bit instead of run. Within like 50 meters to like someone was literally stabbing me in the back of my knee.
This is it. This is the first time in 3 and a bit marathons that I'm actually walking now, because my knee is fucking killing.
It's the first stop I've had. I'm sorry, everyone.
Don't ever apologise. Marathon 4 of 7, day 4.
Yeah, so it's the first stop that I've had to take. Like, my knee just feels like this but I can still walk. That's the main thing.
True empathy. Oh, let's get it. Let's all get involved. Come on, let's all go. Come on.
Long story short, I ended up having to limp the rest of that marathon. Josh came out on his bike with all the creams and ibuprofen. And Lawrence, my good friend, was at London Bridge, and he was going to meet me there to run with me.
And to support Tim's on his marathon. His knee is causing him some discomfort.
13.3 or 4 miles in, so we've got half to go. I'm still limping my way. It's painful, but I've got the support of now Lawrence McKenna, who's joined me.
Also, Brandy and Kira met me on the way as well, and it was great. Like, we had a solid group of people.
We've been going for 4.5 hours, and I've been joined by my brother Brandy, cycling with me, and Kieran C photo, and what?
Got the gang in here, look at this. This is support network.
5 miles to go. It's painfully slow though. It's fucking shit, but yeah, just gotta keep going, man.
And I ended up walking that marathon in 7 hours. I was just down, mentally I was just down. And like doubt crept into my mind because I thought, if I have to walk the rest of them because I can't quite run, that's gonna be like 7-8 hours every day. Day 5, today, if I can walk properly the whole way, I'll do it in like 7 hours. Walking with a decent stride and at a decent pace will be fine. I couldn't do that.
3.5 miles in, 5th marathon, joined by Joey the boy.
That night before, by the way, I was meant to start Marathon 5 by myself for the first like 3 miles. And my good friend Joey messaged me, he's like, "No, I'll drive to your house and I'll do the first 3 miles with you." He ended up doing about 10 miles with me. So we walked all the way to Hyde Park, started doing our loops of that, met up with Malian and my sister.
10.5 miles in now. I've got like a regular slow pace. It hurts, but it's not as debilitating as yesterday.
And then the pain came back. It was a truly debilitating pain where I felt like I had to keep my legs straight. Like I had a wooden leg. I had my normal right leg and a wooden leg that I couldn't drag, so I had to kind of drag it around, and like it was basically a really bad limp. Along the way, I met up with Amelia and Izzy and my mate Denz again, Hosky, Ruby, Elle, everyone. Thanks to them, I got through. I was just so upset that my body was just not letting me do it.
14 miles in, I'm now joined by my friends Izzy and Amelia, yay! Almost done the Regent's Park stint. And my boy, Timbsy! Yes. Here we go, my boy, Steph, bringing me home. For the last, I'll say it was only about the last 3-4 miles. Took a fucking long time though, but day 5 done.
That was the toughest one. It was super slow. I did it in 8 hours. I started to feel like it was serious. So I went to see physio. I didn't even realise until he started prodding around and did his tests, and my MCL was on fire. He just said, "Look, I really wouldn't recommend it because you have no idea how much more damage you can do to your knee." And not even just that, but at that time, because I was compensating for my knee and I had to keep my knee straight, weirdly, the front of my ankle was locking up because I had to have my foot like that the whole time. My right leg was working so much to compensate that my right groin was on fire as well. So he told me I couldn't do the last 2. I know the whole point of this was to try and do the 7 marathon, but I felt like I failed. So 2 friends, they're gonna do the last 2 with me. I can't use my knee right now, so I'm gonna have to join on a scooter. I feel like I'm a fucking, but I'm still gonna be with them and do it. And I'll put the route up on my Insta and all the information up as usual. Same thing, if you want to join, please do. It's just I can't do it with my knee. Even though like by this time we'd raised I think like £10,000 or £9,000, which I was so thankful to everyone, but I was also so pissed off. Anyway, humans being as amazing as they are, and on a more positive note, the last 2 marathons I couldn't do. My friend Toman said he would run that marathon for me. Bear in mind, he's never run a marathon ever. He ran a whole marathon at a decent pace. He finished in about 4 hours, I think 4 hours 20, something like that, 4 hours 30.
Yeah, come on!
We're off, we're off.
Yes! Yes, sir! Come on. Yes, 10 miles, baby. Let's go.
I've only got bumped into him by chance, haven't I? Timbsy! Man like Tuman.
Okay, so I'm back in Hyde Park. We've done the 2 loops of Hyde Park, the 2 loops of Regent's Park. We're now on the final loop of Hyde Park. I'm under some cover at the moment because it's raining and we're resting my knee. But Toman is still going strong. I think we're on 22, 23, 24 miles out of that, so it's the home straight. But he's an absolute soldier, legend doing this today.
Come up for a little bike ride to come and meet the old Timbsy. Now obviously he's not running this one, his friend is running it, and I'm running tomorrow's one for him. He's on the bike today. What's happening tomorrow?
The plan Right, there's two different plans. Either I electric scoot it next to you.
Yeah.
Me and my friend John
Yeah.
are gonna tandem it.
Let's eat! 25 miles in, baby. One more mile, we done with it. Fuck this shit, let's eat it up.
Right, you're going quick now, bro.
I gotta get it. I gotta get it.
Thomas! He just did it! A whole marathon. Come on, my guy. Legend. Oi.
Come on, man, we out here.
I guess selfishly, it relieved myself a lot of guilt. But equally, it was just amazing again to just see people come together and be like, it's all of our challenge. A massive, massive shout out to Toman for doing it with me as well. It's amazing. The energy he brought, yeah, just amazing, man. And then came day 7, marathon 7. We'd raised over £10,000 by this point, and 2 of my friends said they would run it together, the whole thing. In a weird way, it was a really fitting way to finish the marathon. 2 of my friends who didn't know each other ran together, and along the way, all of our other friends came out to support 2 people that they didn't know. I was being transported by my good friend John, who cycled the whole thing, and it was honestly one of the best experiences of my life. That day, the positive energy that all of the people brought and the awareness, everyone was just involved in it. I think it was just the best, man.
3, 2, 1, go.
We've started. Let's go.
Oh my god.
There we are, the boys running. We are obviously supporting the cart. Hosky boy, keeping me safe. Oh shit. Okay, that's fine. There we go. Now and look. Yeah, they're coming. We've got Phil. Phil's joined. Go on the birds. Let's go. There's 8 of us now. Cassie's joined. Cam's now joined. Come in. Yes, boys, you're looking strong. Here he is, the man himself, Timbo. Yeah, my brother.
Get it, Timbsy!
Phil has now joined the running crew. He's ditched the bike. My sister, she's running as well. Looking solid, just less than 8 miles to go. Let's go, Ed! Let's go, baby! Here we go, there are now 3. Come on, lads, less than 5 miles to go. Keep it out, out, out. Keep it up, lads. Let's go, boys. Keep it going. Keep it going. Da, da, da. Yes, Theo.
We have 1 mile to go.
Come on. Let's go, baby. 1.5 kilometers. That is nothing, G. Yes, boy. Yes, I love that shit. Yes! 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 We are done! Yes! All the gang, everybody! Woo! All socially distant, but we're all there. Yes, Theo. Fucking 2 maras done. Yes. Well done, lads. Well done.
So it was the 2 runners, Ed and Theo, supported by a trio of me, John and Denz, and along the way picking up different people coming in for a bit, dropping out. It was honestly one of the most positive and kind of heartwarming experiences of my life. A massive congrats to Theo and Ed as well for their runs. I know Theo actually filmed it because he's never run a marathon before. I think his biggest run was 10K. Ed, I think his longest run was the run he did with me 3-4 days earlier, which was half a marathon. He did it smoothly as well, and it was just, yeah, incredible. So to all the people who supported, who ran, who just helped in any way, shape or form, even just like a message, thank you. I know I didn't finish the 7 marathons, but I think we collectively as a people did, which is the most important thing. And we helped raise money, and we're continuing to kind of raise awareness and stuff, and it was really, really good to see how everyone came together to help complete the challenge and raise money for a cause that obviously we all have to care about, and that means so much to everyone. It's a challenge that I'm glad I accepted. I'm disappointed I didn't complete personally, but also very happy, very proud that other people did complete it and we completed it together as a people. Any questions, leave them down below. Most importantly, if you want to support, the Just Giving link is still live, the page is still live, so you can still donate. And I've also left a list of all the other donation funds, bail funds, organisations that combat racial injustice. I've left a list of all of them. If you want to support them and you don't want to support my one, that's absolutely fine. I just have to say thank you to everyone so much. I hope you have a very good day. I'm off to ice my knee, and I'll see you in the next one.